When you feel that something is not just necessary, but absolutely necessary, you can use the modal verb must. For example, I must talk to you means the necessity is unavoidable. This can be useful in social situations. When we leave somewhere, we sometimes say, I must go now. It's a polite way of saying you don't want to go, but you must. It's unavoidable.
Sometimes the necessity is practical. Computers must be handled carefully or they get damaged. We could also use the verb need to here. Computers need to be handled carefully. But need to is slightly weaker in meaning than must. Often, the necessity is not a practical one, but a moral one. In other words, a moral obligation. We must keep the promise that we made. Or it's a legal obligation. You must stop at red traffic lights. In most cases, the verb have to can be used instead of must. The meaning is very similar, but have to may imply a reason outside our control. For example, I have to go to the dentist because of this terrible toothache. But I must go to the dentist soon because I think regular checkups are important. We also use have to when must is grammatically impossible. For example, for infinitives and participles. I'm sorry to have to leave early. I love not having to get up early on holiday. Have got to is an informal alternative, but it can only be used for an obligation or necessity that exists at the time of speaking. We've got to go soon. For weaker obligations, we can use should. You shouldn't break your promise. To make it even weaker, you can add really. You shouldn't really break your promise.